Patchy Mix is finally making his UFC debut against Mario Bautista at UFC 316. Mix is one of the most anticipated fighters coming from Bellator, holding a 20-1 record with 13 submission wins. He's had one of the most craziest Grand Prix runs, beating Sergio Pettis to unify the Bantamweight belt, and defending it against Magomedov in their second fight. The real question is, how good is Patchy Mix, and how good will he do in the UFC? I wanted to talk about his last 4 fights in Bellator, his strengths and weaknesses, and who will he fight if he gets past Mario Bautista. Now, let's get on to the first fight against Magomedov at Bellator 289. Magomedov's game plan was to take down Patchy Mix in this fight, which is a super bad idea because Patchy Mix is a really good grappler, and he showed it throughout his entire career. In this fight, Magomedov would try and crash in and take down Mix, but he would leave his head in for a possible guillotine choke that would soon come back to haunt him. In the second round, Magomedov would crash in and try and take down Patchy Mix, and Mix would get the guillotine choke, locking it in and sleeping Magomedov with the guillotine choke in a really crazy fashion win.
Patchy Mix has put Magomedov to sleep! Mamma mia!
He would move on to the Grand Prix finale against Rafion Staustis at Bellator 295, where Patchy Mix would land one of the most craziest standing knees you will see, using his length to his advantage and knocking out Staustis with the knee in the first round, and winning the interim Bantamweight title.
Oh, he's out. A monster shot out, and Patchy Mix has stunned the MMA world.
He would later go on that year to fight Sergio Pettis at Bellator 301, and submitting him in the second round with a rear naked choke.
Because as soon as he pushes that one off, he's got one arm to defend with. This is trouble. He is in deep trouble. He's going to go out. Yeah.
Patchy Mix!
They call Patchy Mix the human backpack for a reason, because he loves to take the back and he loves to get the rear naked choke. He has a lot of rear naked choke submissions in his career. In his next fight against Magomedov, this is obviously when the PFL bought Bellator, so you know what was downhill from here for Bellator. And in this fight, I thought Magomedov did actually really good. He surprised Patchy Mix by not taking him down, standing with him, and doing really good on the feet. And it was a really close fight that I thought Magomedov won, but obviously Bellator needs their champ and they give it to Patchy Mix. Now, Patchy Mix is really good on the feet as well, but his grappling is elite. He's super good on the ground. I think one of his biggest strengths in the UFC is going to be his grappling, especially in the Bantamweight division. But the problem is that there's a lot of wrestlers in this Bantamweight division, and he might struggle against them. But we're going to see. If he gets past Mario Bautista, I think he will. But it's going to be a really tough test because a lot of UFC guys beat Bellator guys, because Bellator guys don't get to see the same competition as UFC guys do. Mario Bautista really just had a boring fight against Jose Aldo, but he did what he needed to do. He wasn't going to go out there and strike with Aldo, knowing that that's Aldo's bread and butter. And he did really good holding up on the cage, and obviously he has a bounty on his head, let's be honest. But if Patchy Mix goes out there and beats Mario Bautista, then he might be a fan favorite soon to come in the UFC. But I think Patchy Mix only has one run for the title. He's 31 years old, and I think with the loss in this run in the UFC might not get him to the belt. If he gets past Mario Bautista, I think his next fight might either be against Marlon Vera, who he is replacing, or Song Yadong. I think he could beat Marlon Vera. Obviously, Chito Vera is not really that good. He does have good grappling, but I think Patchy Mix has an advantage to take him down and submit him. Chito Vera is really good on the feet though, and he's tall for the division, and I think Patchy Mix might struggle with the striking. Song Yadong is really good with takedown defense, and he's a really good boxer as well. He's really good on the feet and has amazing kicks. I think Patchy Mix's striking is really what his weakness is going to be in the UFC. His grappling might take him very far, but it can only get to a certain point, because once you get past Song Yadong, that's where the elites of the division come in. Corey Sandhagen, his striking, his takedown defense, his grappling, I think it's a lot better than Patchy Mix, and I think Corey Sandhagen wins this fight. Umar Nurmagomedov. I think Patchy Mix has a good chance against Umar Nurmagomedov, But I don't know. I think Umar Nurmagomedov's grappling is a little bit better than Patchy Mix. Obviously, I don't think Patchy Mix has ever seen really good wrestling like that in Bellator. And I think if he comes in here and fights Umar Nurmagomedov, he's going to have a struggle. Maybe he can get past him in the striking department, but I think Patchy Mix has a chance to beat Umar Nurmagomedov. It's going to be a really tough test for him. Petr Yan. I don't think he'll beat Petr Yan, and I don't think he'll get past Sean O'Malley. I think Petr Yan's just really good on the feet. Petr Yan's really good on the ground. I think Patchy Mix will struggle there. The only thing I think Patchy Mix does have is height advantage in this division. He's the same height as Sean O'Malley. And against Sean O'Malley, I think he will struggle in the striking department. Sean O'Malley doesn't have really good grappling like that. And I think Patchy Mix can use that to his advantage if he does ever fight against Sean O'Malley. If he does ever get to that title shot. But against the Bantamweight GOAT, Merab Dvalishvili, I don't think Patchy Mix is going to win the belt or just beat Merab like that. I think Merab's cardio is just really good. His grappling is 10 times better than Patchy Mix. And Patchy Mix would have to look for the knockout like Sean O'Malley. And I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see what Patchy Mix does. He's 31 years old. I think he has maybe 4 fights in the UFC before he calls it a career. Maybe a little bit more. I really do want to see Patchy Mix succeed in the UFC. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm GNEPS MMA. Like and subscribe, and I'm out.